Start here in what?
We're starting. So good morning, Facebook and YouTube.
What's happening, everybody? It looks like we are also starting to share through all the groups, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So, guys, we ended up starting this off. Obviously, you guys seen the headlines. It was like peace, love, and unity. So, I want to start off on how I was started off this morning. I took off this weekend. I mean, not really took off, but I was really not into service. I couldn't watch any videos. I couldn't watch anything that had to deal with the stuff that's going on in our world. So my mind was kind of relieved and relaxed, for the weekend. And I came back obviously and right back into service and then right back into reality and what's
Into
going
the
on.
frying
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's go back. Let's go back. But you know what? I thought to myself this morning, what can I possibly do to go ahead and help out in my community and do of service and just bring, some love and some awesome feelings that you could only share if you're that person. And I challenge everybody. So, anyways, I woke up this morning. The owners of Allen's Flower, Rikini, she was like, Martine, if for some reason I sent her a video. I had no clue why I was sending her this video, and I was like, I don't know, have no clue why I did that or blah blah blah. But anyways, it got me into the conversation with her, like, how are you doing? How's everything going? And we're all in the same position that there's just so much unrest going on right now, and we're just like, what can we do to help out our community? And something that we've always done is obviously done those little pay it forward scenario. And so, anyways, what the goal is today, and for everybody everybody that's out there that wants to help out and join, we're gonna do something that that I feel could possibly help in our streets and our neighborhoods and our locations. So, Alice Flowers is going to give me a bunch of flowers, and I need help to distribute those out all over our neighborhoods. Whoever is in need, whoever needs a little bit of pick me up, we're just going to be spreading some love. That's one way we're going to spread some love. I posted something on my feed. It was just a simple word of just peace. Now, throughout all of my life, I've done a lot of cool, funny, amazing things for myself, but also it interacted with the community without the community actually even knowing that I did it. And we used to put up positive affirmation signs. So the positive affirmation signs, peace, love, happiness. You just keep on thinking those positive like lines, and I'm challenging is that a word? I'm challenging everybody that's out there to make a sign of love, of happiness, and nothing else besides that. Just put out there, peace, love, unity, and post it in your neighborhoods, post it on the streets, post it wherever you can possibly, but don't post nothing different. Just post those positive affirmation that brings the communities together, and it causes something that we all know as positive affirmations. Now, positive affirmations is something that we really, really need today. And I don't know how else to go ahead and change the times that are happening out there, but what I can do is help show that there is still people out there that believe in humanity, that believe that we could all live amongst this crazy world with each other and actually have some time. So, anyways, guys, I wanted to start off Monday's show with some motivation because it's Monday motivation, and I want to keep that love and I want to keep that patience and peace amongst the people that are watching these videos that I put up all the time. So, anyways, guys, I wanted to start it off with that, and then now what we're going to do is talk about some real things that are happening in our location. And Eric, man, you've been a part of this, man, and you've been like listening and keeping your ears to the ground and watching, some of the things that are happening. So thank you for keeping in line, man. So Eric, so today we obviously want to talk about the weather. The weather. Wait. No, forget that. What day is it?
Today is National Best Friend Day.
All right. Yeah, I need those. I need a lot of best friends. Who wants to be my
Hey,
friend?
I did see a couple posts about what you guys were doing before with the signs. I mean, that's awesome. That
Yes.
I had no idea that was you doing it. So,
Yes.
you guys are doing that in Prescott Valley.
Yes, I was doing it in Prescott Valley, and me and Ceci did it over here in the neighborhood that her business is in. We posted a bunch of positive signs, and we don't know who it touches, but we know for a fact if you just see that one word. I when I did it in Prescott Valley, people would be like, "Who did this sign?" And then obviously everybody report back, "Oh, San Martin, San Martin." But one of the messages I ever came across saying, it was the end of day. I was driving down the road, and I mean, this rat race that I'm living in, and this was a long time ago, for this one person specifically. And she says, I came up on the sign, and this sign was amazing. It just brought like tears to my eyes, and it brought me to the moment of I needed that word at that point, at that time of my life. And it brought her to an understanding that she will survive and she will be a person of positiveness. It was so crazy. It was so amazing. I never met the person in my life, but just to hear that or see that was cool. It was really, really cool
And it
to.
is cool. It's cool that you guys did it. So, and you guys continue to do it. So thank you. That is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm challenging everybody to do that. So that's exactly what we're doing. Everybody needs a best friend, and I want you guys to be my friend. So Eric, let's do this. So back to the weather. The weather is going to be
What
insane.
the heck happened?
Dude, everybody seems to be freezing.
Yeah, I was out last night and it was cold. I mean, today I'm wearing a sweater so far. I mean, I was messaging you. The National Weather Service said we were going to have a freeze warning here last night, and I looked at the weather. And I was like, that doesn't look right. But the National Weather Service said, hey, cover your plants tonight or this morning and tomorrow morning. I was like, what? It's June. Did somebody forget?
Yeah, no, no. We were driving up, and after you actually sent me that, when I finally started getting a little bit of service, I was like, oh my gosh, everything's gonna freeze. Poor plants, poor flowers, poor everything. So yeah, it's supposed to get cold. It actually did not get to freezing last night, so a lot of people's vegetation outside it didn't get ruined last night, but they're saying it could possibly be tonight.
Tonight,
So
tonight, yeah.
yeah,
I'm told, and I asked this question too, that if it drops below 40, you could lose your plants.
yeah. And so you have to do everything you can possibly, and they do actually have those covers for your things. Sometimes people like to put sheets out, so that's
We
kind of like the most inexpensive way to do it. I think plastic, if you leave it on there too long, it might kill the plant. We might have to ask your buddy, the arbiter. Is it? No, he's
Yep.
a.
Yeah. No, we'll have to ask that. He said a sheet's fine. That's what we did last night.
Yeah,
So you
so it
definitely
still
do
has
have
a
to
chance to
leave it on.
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, take care of your vegetation. I don't know where this weather came from, but it's a cold front coming in, so it is what it is.
Have it for it.
Did you guys get rain this weekend?
I got alerts to my phone saying it was going to rain like in the middle of the night for a few minutes, but I never saw water.
Yeah, we did. We did on the way up to Greer. We went through a few clouds in the rain. It was beautiful, Eric. It was just amazing to go ahead and go up to that part of Arizona. It's just 100% beautiful. If you guys never been there, I suggest just take a trip, man. But we also were able to go ahead and see the like where the fire ended in the Rodeo Chetascot fire, and
Is
that
that,
was.
can you believe that was almost 20 years ago?
Man, I can't believe none of this, man. This is the time is moving fast. But man, to see that little fire line right next to kind of where we were at, right on the back of the hill, a lot of I heard there's a lot of homes that actually did not make it, but just to see that line right there, right like probably about a mile, not even a mile, maybe half a mile away from these structures. And these are some beautiful structures, man. Beautiful log cabins. I mean, the whole neighborhood there is just amazing.
I don't know
Uh,
how much you remember about that fire, but man, it was a scary fire. It was one of the biggest in the state of Arizona. We lost a lot of homes. And it's crazy to me to think that 20 years later, you can still see that fire line.
yeah. I mean, there was vegetation growing, but you knew exactly how that was. But then another cool thing that seen on the way to Greer is that they do have a lot of like clearing of the forest. So if you drive for a long time, you can see how much clearing that the firefighters did. Just to go ahead and keep it from, if there actually is a fire, that it won't catch all those trees on fire. And it is a beautiful area up there. So the trees are amazing. Oh, Eric, okay. So I'm gonna squirrel right now, but one of the coolest things that I seen that I want to do here. So if you got some empty property out there, man, I'm telling you what, this is something that we need to do. So I'm rolling in. I think it's a Sholo maybe, or a Pine Top. I think it's Pine Top, and we drive up to this little location. It's called the truck stop, and it's just this outside venue door. I don't have no clue what it is, but it's basically a piece of land and a bunch of like weird little structures on there that you could put your business inside of that structure and do like food, trinkets, whatever. But it had like this makeshift stage. It had like all these little sand boxes for kids to play in, and there was a little grass area where everybody was like throwing a little frisbee. I mean, I looked at this place. I was like, this is what Prescott needs right now. There was food trucks surrounding it, man. There was a guy on the stage jamming out. There was a bar, beer traveling. Uh, it was just, no, it was actually a container, one of those big old metal containers, just sitting there, man. I was like, this is what I want right here, and it would have been perfect for Prescott Valley. I mean, wherever that thing was awesome, man. It had a food trucks and everything.
We had a similar discussion with somebody about that this weekend. Like we have a space that would be perfect for that, and because we were looking for commercial space for one of my businesses. Um, the mall is so cheap to rent out and things like that. It could be the perfect spot for entertainment. We could put stages up. We could have food truck stuff there. They need you, San Martin, to make that into like a mixed, cool space.
Yeah, no, I think that right there is something that is definitely needed. And if you think about it, we have a lot of like ideas and things that could go ahead and be like, brought to the attention. But sometimes people just don't like to create, and I think that we can make that happen. But the mall is a different like little ball game. It's owned by a different company, and you have to like work through some company to get to the company. And I've been trying to work with a lot of the people out there. So if you guys are a go-getter up there at the mall and you want to do something, let me know, because I know a
It
time
has,
there they
yeah, it has the potential to be a great space for Prescott. It
yeah,
just,
they used to do these little festivals right in between what is now Third Shot Coffee and Goods from the Garden. They own a little like that little stretch right there, and they used to do little festivals in there, and now they don't do it. So I'm like, man, I wish I could bring it back. I think downtown area is a little bit cooler, but at the same time, I think you can make it anywhere. But this one was right on the side of the highway. It was just we actually stopped. We actually stopped
yeah,
at
you stop,
get
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and so most people may or may not know, and I know we got to get back to the news, but they're trying to revitalize the creek area on the backside of Whiskey Row to turn it into an event center and a place where you can do that kind of stuff. Just because downtown is just so congested, and I think they want to move people down that way. And the goal is to have water running through there year round, have booths with crafts and all of that stuff all along the creek. It's almost like a mile long, and have concerts down there and everything else. So that may be the spot.
Yeah. Where is it? Where you say that one more time? Where the spot
along,
is?
along Granite Creek. They're trying to revitalize it and make it a spot to do stuff like that.
Oh yes, yes, that's definitely true. What was happening? They're going to be doing a little bit of back in the alley festivals.
Yes.
So the alley behind Whiskey Row, they're going to turn that into a little like food truck slash kind of like a beer garden type of scenario. So that's pretty cool. And I think another reason why they like to do stuff like that, so you don't close down a major roadway. Closing down a roadway, it costs money, man. It costs money. So
Yeah,
we
that was a roadway. That's a highway.
yeah, yes, that is. That's Highway 69, man. Or is it 89?
89 through there, and
Yeah.
talk about rerouting that traffic. It's not great. It's not a fun
No.
thing to do. And as a local, you and I both know when they plan on there was a car show there this last weekend. So I avoided driving through there like the plague because I didn't want to get stuck.
Yeah, do not. Well, we learned back in the days, Eric. We okay. So back in the days, I'm going to give you guys all a hint. If you guys don't know anything about Prescott, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit. So back in the days, when you know for a fact there's going to be something going on downtown, you just don't drive down there unless you want to actually go see what's happening. But you're going to have patience. Period. Have patience. You're going to be there for a second. But if you don't want to go through downtown, what you need to do is just go all the back roads. The back roads obviously fly from here or there. Now, if it's the parade, there is no getting into downtown unless you really know the back roads.
Yep.
So, it, ideally, you just utilize a lot of the alleyways. So that's a hidden secret, guys. Use alleyways. So there you
So
go.
good stuff. All right. So on to the news. And by the way, I saw Cecilia's comment here that you guys put out the signs on your first date. That's smooth.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Did she say that?
She
Oh,
did say
look
that.
at
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. That's good. Apparently it worked.
Yes, it definitely did. She said, "Oh my gosh," she felt crazy too. She felt like that she was out there doing a bad thing, and I was like, "No, no, no! Can't you see what the sign says? It's not bad. Just do it. Just do it."
Yeah,
So that
I love
was
it.
kind of cool. But anyways, thank you, Ceci, for chiming in. And if you guys don't know who Ceci is, she's the owner of Desert Rose Retreat and also my girlfriend.
Well,
My
cool.
girlfriend.
So new stuff.
So new
Uh,
stuff. You came up with some stuff, and obviously it needs to be talked about. I personally just got back into the emails and stuff. I picked out a few things that I want to talk about. But Eric, let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that you brought up. I know that they're the one in Messenger. Let me see what you said.
yeah, we got a couple points that you got a couple great articles that was sent to you, so we definitely can talk.
Yes.
But
Oh,
let's talk.
you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about the events that happened this weekend. I haven't really seen too much as far as like people posting and responding about the drive-in movie in Prescott Valley and the movie thing down at the Killingly Field. Did you hear anything? See anything? Did you go?
I didn't go. I was again camping, so I didn't see a single post of anybody at either event or the car show. I was actually kind of shocked.
I did see some posts of the car show and all the vehicles that were down there. Obviously, all amazing. So, if you guys have any pictures or anything of this past weekend's adventures, let me know. I know that Prescott Valley was saying that they're getting ready to start their movies underneath the stars as well. So it's going to probably transition from the drive-in to right there at the amphitheater, right outside the Civic Center. So that's going to be coming up. We'll repost that as soon as I get offline today, so you guys can know what's going on. And that's kind of cool. Those things are pretty cool.
Not in my list. I did see yesterday the rodeo posted that they are going to have people in the stands because there's a lot of question about that, but it's going to be very limited. They're working with the Yavapai County Health Department to make sure that they can do social distancing. So I think tickets went on sale today, but the tickets are going to be really, really limited. So I expect them to
Yeah.
sell out quick.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to do something really, really quick. Now, the other thing was, Eric, is that you sent me a report saying, "Holy crap! The beds are freaking taking over, et cetera, et cetera. This is not a good thing." Now, tell me, Eric, you sent me another post to follow up on that, and it was not even within a day, man. And it was like beds are full. All of a sudden, Arizona Department of Health Services admits errors in the coronavirus hospital. I
So
mean, what did you
yeah.
find out about this, man?
So I want to be clear. This isn't coming from Yavapai County, right? And so we need to be clear of that. So far, the reports are that we don't have the same issues here. But in Phoenix on Friday and Saturday, and even Sunday, Banner Health, which is the biggest hospital down there, as well as Honor Health, which is the second biggest hospital in the state, both came out and said, "Hey, our beds are pretty full." Friday, they had a record number of admitteds, to the hospital and number of people in ICU and on ventilators with COVID. And they had another record on Saturday, and we haven't heard the numbers for Sunday yet. But they came out. Banner Health said, "Hey, guys, you have to social distance. This is a result of everybody being careless over Memorial Day weekend." And that's what's going on. And I know the states open back up is what they said, but we have to do something because 9 out of 10 of their ICU beds are full. And then on Sunday it came out that the state has been miscalculating the number of ICU beds available. So apparently, and I'm not an expert, but there's a difference between certified and uncertified, or licensed and unlicensed beds and things like that, and what they can use for COVID patients. And they're saying those 9 out of 10 beds are used by COVID patients. But apparently, the county since April has been making mistakes on calculating the number of available beds. So, San Martin, well, it doesn't sound like we have a problem out here yet. And they're also saying that the hospital also said that everything that we get from the state is delayed days. So the quickest way to get information is directly from the hospitals, and they're making that public, they said. But they said that, hey, we got a problem, and you guys need to social distance. We need to be a little bit more considerate because it's summer. This thing's not going away, and everything's full down in the valley right now from a hospital perspective. So we need to just heed their warning before it gets bad up here.
Yes, most definitely. And it was kind of crazy. Ever since the rioting and the unjust of just that happened, everybody seemed to forgot about COVID and its actual the sickness that goes along with it. So we have to be a little bit more, like understanding that it's still there and it's still going to make you sick. And unfortunately, they still are actually telling you to go into 14 days of of incubation or whatever they call it. What do they call it, Eric?
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
home, and
Don't talk to anybody. You're back to quarantine.
there we go, quarantine, man. So I
Yeah,
mean,
no, we just don't want it up here. So I mean, we got lots of travelers coming in from California and
a lot.
from the valley, and so I think we're fortunate because we're more spaced out, right? We
Yes.
don't have to worry about it as much, but let's not be stupid either. So
Yeah.
just a warning from the valley. It seems like we should at least pay attention.
Yes, most definitely. And they had like a, I mean, everybody's saying that the things are going to start rising because of obviously the protesting that have been going on. So, I mean, let's just watch to see what happens with the times. If you guys don't go out there, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm not really too afraid of Californians because they've been in lockdown for how many days now? So they probably got past that
They're
little
still under
thresh.
lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people come in from California saying I can't get my hair, my nails, nothing done. I need a break. So they've been coming to Arizona, and I don't blame them, man. To be kind of like locked up into that scenario is really not good for the heart or the soul, man. So,
Yeah. It's not
I
healthy, right? Yeah, no,
yeah,
we talked about it with all the suicides and everything else that we talked about with the county officials. I mean,
yep.
it's not good. I mean, so I'm hoping that we can practice some of these things and still be outside and be out and about and go about our business. So let's
Yes.
not get it bad to where we don't have to go back to the way it was.
Yes, most definitely. And we are also we're going to cover yesterday's it was a peace rally, not a protest. And one of the things that happened is that unfortunately, because of the threats that happened, they just said, you know what, we don't need this violence. What we need is peace. So they're going to work on different ways to go ahead and keep everybody, into the know, and at the same time to keep unity going in the community. And I actually talked with some of the organizers for that yesterday's
Did the event?
rally. No, it did not happen.
Oh, okay, okay.
They said no, we're not going to do it because Chief Deborah Black decided to say, "Hey, there's incredible threats. I don't know if you want to go with this." And they said, "You know what? We don't want to put nobody in danger. We don't want to
Good,
cause
good.
any strife." And that's the way that it needs to be understood. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad because they weren't able to go ahead and get their word across, but at the same time, it felt like there is an opposing side out there that is actually causing. Like, don't do that in my town, and I say it like that because sometimes some people get a little bit like they get leery, and it's getting very unrest, guys. So it's kind of one of those things where do we fuel it or do we kind of like I have no clue. I know that there needs to be justice and something's going to happen at one point in time, and we're all going to be here to see it be. It's going to be done. It's going to be watched. And I was
Yeah.
telling Eric this morning that, and don't get me wrong, guys. I feel like this is something that has to be done, and everybody needs to talk about it. But I somebody sent me something from Google. Obviously, we want to go ahead and make sure that it's real. But during election time, it seems like the civil unrest always just magically appears. And so I told Eric this morning, I was like, Eric, I can't wait for until elections are over, man. because
Yeah.
because this is getting pretty insane, man. I have never been through anything like this, and even the people from this weekend's wedding, there was a lot of people from all over the nation, and they were just like, yeah, this is kind of crazy. Like, I mean, there was even a girl from that was from Budapest that was talking about how weird it was to just pop up right into America and see some of this stuff. And then all of her friends from Budapest was like, is this really happening? Is this really going down in America?
Yeah.
And she goes, yes, unfortunately it is. And so here we are, guys. We have some things that we need to obviously take care of, and I guess this is the year for it, man. So I feel like every time something bad happens, a lot of good comes out of it. So I'm going to
So
be optimistic.
good. Yeah, good. You got a couple good things, but one thing I want to note while we wrap up this news is the curfew got lifted this morning. State curfew is done. It's not been renewed, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely just happened in a lot of stores. They actually closed. So I mean, at 8 o'clock. So I mean, being on honesty, you have some opportunity to gone out and just done everything that you're supposed to. A lot of places stayed open, so I didn't see anything too crazy. But then again, I wasn't here for the whole weekend. I was here for the whole week, but I stayed out. I didn't really listen to the curfew rules, man, because I
Well,
felt like the
yeah, we still had all the drive-ins. We had the movies. I mean, it kind of was like,
yeah, that's for. I think the thing was for people that wanted to loot. That's it. The looters, and obviously everybody needed to stay safe. Everybody needed to go ahead and be in that life. So guys, I'm just this type of stuff right here. Hopefully will slow down and stop. Um, I want to carry on, man. I want summer to hear. I really honestly just want to just live, live, man. Just live and have fun,
I don't know.
and eat good food.
I'm loving the weather. I mean, I know it's confused, but it's 60 degrees right now, San Martin.
Yes, and I mean, I actually this morning I woke up, and that's the reason why I'm wearing a flannel. I'm like, well, bring the flannels back
You
out,
missed
man.
the flannel. You did miss the flannel.
Yeah, I was I love being warm, guys. I'm obviously from Arizona, but also from the high country. So I have a special temperature that I love being at all times, and that's a steady 70 degrees.
Yeah. So
steady 70.
So hey, you got some information. There's some cool stuff going on in the library. I didn't even know the library was back open, or maybe it's opening soon. But you got a great press release of a traveling item coming in. Exhibit.
Yes, the Smithsonian Museum on Main Street. I will just go ahead and read the press release right now for you guys. It's a traveling exhibition examining democracy in America coming to Prescott. The Smithsonian Museum on Main Street, in cooperation with Arizona Humanities Council, presents Voices and Votes: Democracy in America. The exhibition examines the nearly 250-year-old American experiment of a government, or by and for the people, and how each generation since continues to question how to form a more perfect union. Opening at the Prescott Public Library on June 20th, 2020, Voices and Votes will be on view through July 25th, 2020. To
That's
provide
exciting.
for
Yeah,
huh?
that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is. I actually love when they do these like these little pop up things. One of my favorite exhibitions, right? Yeah,
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at wording. Um, was the body one. I don't know if you ever seen that where it had all the
Body rock.
cadavers.
Yes, I actually was on the board of the Arizona Science Center when it was there.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's the time I seen it. And I walked in on that and I was just in awe, man. That was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, no,
So
we
the
did some cool things down there. It was just I couldn't keep driving down there to assist with the setup. But as far as this Arizona Science Center is super cool. I know they're still closed, but yeah, no, I'm proud to say that I was on that board with them for over 5 years, and so they have turned out some really cool traveling exhibits. But I'm glad to see we're getting some stuff in Prescott.
Okay, so this is the next thing you guys need to know about this. So to provide for social distancing, Prescott Public Library is limiting the number of individuals to visit the exhibit. So wow, wow, wow. Here we go, guys. At any given time and cleaning high touch areas throughout the day. Registration to view the exhibit is now open, and 1 hour exhibition viewing reservations can be made at www.prescottlibrary.info.voices votes or by calling the library at 928-777-1526. So there you guys go. You guys got to go ahead and set up an appointment.
What are the dates? I missed them. What were the dates?
June 20th to July 25th, so a full month.
For only a month. So, if you're going to go see it, make sure you see it soon.
Yes, most definitely, man. So it's Monday, guys. We got to get our week started. We got a lot coming up. I know for a fact that we're going to be changing operations on where I'm going to be, who I'm going to be with, and we're going to try to go ahead and interview a lot of cool people around the neighborhood and also cover, all the things that are happening here locally. So
Cool.
it's going to be awesome. Yo.
All right. Do your closing. Say, have everybody have a great week. Started out good.
Yes, peace, love, and happiness. Let's go ahead and make some things happen. And like I said, guys, message me if you guys want to be a participant of some of the cool things that we're trying to do as far as paying it forward, bringing some positive affirmations into our local areas, and rise up, guys. I guess the best thing that you can do is post in your yard. Peace, love, happiness. Let's really honestly show our neighbors and everybody in our neighborhood that we are all here, but we all also want to just like live in peace, man. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us this morning. Eric, thank you again, man. Like really do appreciate it. So please